With the first and goal, Kuhn gets the ball. Pyle driving his way in for the touchdown. What a great second effort. Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. I said so, I keep big bills up in my heart on the dirty like blood, so ain't got no twist in my head, but I'm still dreadful.
Wolf Pack, what is going on? It's your boy, the Wolf of Roto Street, rotostreetjournal.com. We breed and feed fantasy wolves here with your Week 12 fantasy preview. That me and CJ were just joking before we got on air. It's like I've never seen a week even close to this. I had to go shower to rinse off the ranking sweat. It was just disgusting. Some of the names we're thinking about disgusting, moving up and down. I woke up at like 7 a.m. thinking is like, okay, that's enough time to get the ranking set. That's showtime. And I've just been nonstop. Like I'm not even sure if I've missed something at this point. So this is going to be a wild show. There's going to be tons of news to cover, but as always, your guys' questions are by far the most important thing of the show. So I'm going to rip through it as fast as I can. I'm going to set a couple prefaces about questions too, just to make sure those go smoother with COVID questions and things like that. But Wolfpack, this is going to be an interesting slug. If you can get through Week 12, I mean, this is what separates the playoff teams from the ones that are staying home. Is can you get through this mud? Can you figure out the right streamers? And we're going to discuss them all. So I'm glad you're all here. I know it's a long intro, but CJ, how are you doing this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long weekend. Thanksgiving, Then we have this absolute mess. I feel like every single day that we're getting these, like, they weren't even like little, like, oh, like the fourth string running back has COVID. This is like starters everywhere, all fantasy impact guys. Yesterday was wild. It was like every 2 minutes we have like just insane.
And as you're saying, it's a new big name every 2 fucking seconds. Like, oh, Jonathan Taylor. Oh, James Conner. Oh, why not the entire Broncos quarterback fucking room?
And then even like Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, right.
That seemed like it was 6 weeks ago.
What the fuck? Yeah, exactly. That was so long ago. But Wolfpack, if you don't mind giving this a thumbs up as we start digging into this news, I'd say about 15 minutes of the news. We'll rifle through it as fast as we can, and then on to your questions. But if you don't mind giving this a thumbs up, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, wherever you're at, that heart button, any shares, retweets, all the stuff that helps us get out to more people. If you'd at least consider doing that for us, we'd be so thankful. Thankfulness is the theme of the week with Thanksgiving. So we'd appreciate all we're asking for is a thumbs up. And some help getting out there to more people would be amazing. But let's get into some of this news. We'll start with the COVID stuff. And I just want to make sure to preface this. And you might have already asked questions. We already have like 30 questions in. But with this COVID game now, Ravens and Steelers scheduled for Tuesday, I'm avoiding anybody in this game unless contingency plans are allowed. And I'm not going to say contingency plans 1,000 times this episode like last time. I'd rather just say right off the front, answering your question, I have a contingency plan, I don't. And if the answer is I don't have a contingency plan, I'm not waiting it out for this game. Like, as you said this morning, I think it's like 20-something now infected in Baltimore.
Yeah,
like
it's a lot, like it's all the Ravens starters. So it's like, I don't know. Would J.K. Dobbins be back? Would Ingram be back? Who the hell knows? Like, I think I would just pass on all them. Gus Edwards, everyone.
Just I'm not planning on this game to happen, to be honest. And if it does, like you said, so many freaking people are going to be out anyways. Like, it's not one to wait out for. The defenses are good enough that it's a scary matchup to take that risk of a complete zero in your lineup. It's not like a smash running back ones available in this game that you have to wait and see. There's literally no one I consider. I mean, I love Deontay Johnson. I know we've raved about him as an every week wide receiver one. Obviously, Claypool's been a beast, but even them, a tougher matchup against the Ravens, it's like, most of the time I'm going to go somebody else. Unless you are allowed a contingency plan, then let us know. Say, I'm allowed to start this guy, have a backup. And that's what we've recommended all year is you can ultimately have somebody in there as a starter. But if their game gets removed from COVID, you have to predict your player first. You can't just say, oh, my best bench player fills in. Say, I have Robert Woods backing up Claypool. So if Claypool sits, then Robert Woods is inserted in my lineup. If Robert Woods blows up on my bench, but Claypool plays, too bad. I already said Claypool's my starter. That's what we recommend, how you handle these situations. Might be too late to make changes now, but if you have questions about that game, let us know. Most times I'm going to say avoid that game. Get rid of that game. Don't think about that game. Another COVID-impacted locker room. I'm going to turn this one over to you, CJ, because I don't know a fucking thing about Kendall Hinton. Like, other than what you wrote last night, you did a little research, dug into who this guy is, but the Broncos are apparently starting something named Kendall Hinton at quarterback. The only thing I read before your report was that he hasn't thrown a pass in practice in 3 weeks. That's very comforting for your quarterback. Like,
yes, I mean, I don't even see the only way I could see that is if he was say if they have they're facing a running quarterback like a Lamar Jackson or something, and they're just like, hey, Kendall, go run around in circles for a bit.
Exactly. He's a pretty good athlete, right? He's like a converted receiver or something of that nature.
Yeah, so he was a 2.5-year starter at what's it called?
The Wake Forest?
Yeah, Wake Forest. And then he completed 53% of his passes, 8 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, had a gross knee injury too in there. So just kind of just a terrible situation.
Yeah.
And I knew what was happening, and they have had a few decent quarterbacks, college quarterbacks. And but yeah, he decided to just be a slot receiver. He ended up being okay. I think Dane Brugler said that he was a 7th round grade. So I mean he's not an undrafted receiver, but I mean he's a good athlete. Had 900 yards rushing, I want to say, as a quarterback too. So I mean there is a little dual threat there. I was looking forward. The initial report was Royce Freeman was going to play quarterback. So
that would have been interesting too. Royce. The thing with that guy though, so we don't know who Kendall Hinton is. We just talked about he's a plus athlete, 7th round receiver, hasn't played quarterback in 5 years, hasn't thrown a pass in 3 years, at practice. There's very
but there is a fun fact about today. He's thrown a touchdown before most recently than Taysom Hill.
Oh, interesting.
Both in 2018.
That is actually pretty interesting. Wow. And they're facing off against each other too. Tight end versus receiver at quarterback here. But ultimately, the two things fantasy-wise. One, get out Jerry Jeudy, get out anybody you were relying on, Tim Patrick, Noah Fant. I don't want anything to do with that passing game for the Broncos. Maybe Melvin Gordon gets a slight uptick because they're going to be feeding it, but then it's also just swarming. The Saints defense gets just they already were the number one option. Yeah. They are just far and away now the number one option, in my opinion. But two, you can play Kendall Hinton at receiver or flex, and a quarterback, again, touches the ball pretty much every play. I don't know that I'm still sprinting up to go get this guy. I think he's going to be a disaster, to be honest. I think he'll probably throw a couple picks. I don't know that he'll get you negative points, but I'm not sitting here now I get to start 2 quarterbacks because I get Kendall Hinton. That's really only if you've lost a bunch of starters to this chaos of this week. Maybe you work Kendall Hinton into your flex, your wide receiver 3 spot. But otherwise, I'm not expecting anything at all. Huge downgrade for the passing game, huge upgrade for the Saints defense, and a minor uptick at best for the running games. Just disgusting stuff. Additionally, with COVID-19, we got Jonathan Taylor and James Conner as the big names at running back that are on the list. I believe both were actually close contacts and don't actually have it, but still we got to wait it out and see what actually ends up developing there. That does put Jordan Wilkins and Nyheim Hines, especially Hines, on the streaming radar. Hines had 26-something points against this Titans team with Taylor in. So I can only imagine, his upside if this game is a similar game flow where they get down and have to pass. I think Hines has a lot of upside. Let us know if you have Hines questions. I'm pretty high on him. He's number 18, I believe, in my running back rankings. So definitely high on him, and not low on Benny Snell. But the thing is, of course, it's part of that gross Ravens-Steelers game that you have to wait out. It's is it Benny Snell really worth the risk of waiting it out? Probably not, unless, again, you're allowed the backup plans, the contingency plans. So let us know your thoughts on that. If Snell does start and everything is as good to go, he's my running back 22 for the week. They feed one running back. It's a workhorse system. So I would expect that to be Snell. I don't expect it to be Anthony McFarland, who might be an intriguing stash just to see, what if he gets a little extra burn and lights it up. But other than that, I'm avoiding that game again. Snell is not worth the risk, but Wilkins worth a start, maybe a spot start, like my running back, I want to say 30, right around Frank Gore or so this week. Hines gets the nice big bump there. At least in some good news, Austin Eckler is back. I can't wait. He's one of my favorite players in the league.
And especially with Herbert, he finally has a real quarterback to play with.
It's as I think Ian Hartitz called it, borderline erotic. What this could look like. Last time, in fact, they played a full game together. Eckler had 11 targets and 11 catches, which is just incredible. I mean, they're already Rappaport saying they're going to limit his workload and not give him a full bell cow role when they come back. He also said that 2 weeks ago about Christian McCaffrey, and he put up 36 points and played 90% of the snaps. So I don't know. I feel like Rap Sheet says that every week about a returning running back. Oh, they're going to be limited, and then they just get the normal workload. I'm not.
I mean, there's no one else. Was it Tremaine Pope?
Yeah, exactly. Kalen Ballage is also out. So yeah, you're really going to take Eckler off the field for Tremaine Pope. I'll believe that when I see it. Maybe Kelly gets some goal line work, but I'm all about Austin Eckler. If I have him and I've been waiting this long, I'm putting him back in. Like, let's be real. It's Austin Eckler. It's your first or second rounder. And he's a beast with the best quarterback of his career and an offense that's playing at the fastest possible pace. He's in my lineup if I have Austin Eckler. Let us know if you have an Austin Eckler related question, but I'm ultimately all in on that. And Wolfpack, if you don't mind hitting that thumbs up button, we got, looks like 7 more notes to cover real quickly, but it's so greatly appreciated. We got 60 questions. I love this. It's going to be a busy fucking one. You knew the week 12.
All the questions are also going to be terrible.
It's gonna, yeah, exactly. Hinton or it's the grossest names possible. We'll throw up throughout the broadcast altogether here. But let's get to the next note. Banged up Falcons, Todd Gurley's knee, Julio hammy. I think Julio's officially out now, right? Is that yeah. So those guys are officially out. Brian Hill, I honestly, nothing exciting. I know me, you, and our guy Richie Zenos, a great DFS player. We were talking earlier today, and he's like, we all remember last year, there's a Carolina game where it was like Brian Hill week, smash it. Everybody went all in, and he scored like 7 points and had Ollis and Vulture 2 touchdowns. So it's not sitting here saying Hill's this lock, but he does get the Raiders' 5th most points to running backs. He can catch, featured back. I have him right around running back 16 or so. So top 20 running back based on volume, based on the matchup, especially with Julio out. They're going to try to be, I think, pounding it as much as they possibly can. This also is a huge downgrade for Matt Ryan. He goes from, my quarterback 14 or so, if Julio's in, to my quarterback 20, trying to get him out of my lineup. He has not scored above the quarterback 25 in fantasy points without Julio for a full game this year. Disgusting stuff. So if you have Matty Ryan, let us know what your other options are. Certainly one I would not be kidding. Actually, I'll give you the guy I could consider as another option. That's Ryan Fitzmagic. He's still out there. Only 15% owned. 2 was doubtful. And Fitzpatrick's getting the Jets. Come on. That's as smash play as smash play gets. If you need a quarterback, you have to play Ryan Fitzpatrick if he's out there this week. Obviously, he gets his old former team, his old former coach. I like Ryan Fitzmagic a lot. It also bumps up Parker into my top 20 receivers, given how much he just peppers that guy. So if you need a streamer, Tua is doubtful. He's not going to play. It's going to be the Ryan Fitzpatrick show. So that's one option if you're going to be trying to look otherwhere for Matt Ryan. Another new quarterback starting is Mike Glennon. That's also not an option. Nobody wants to start Mike Glennon, who looks like a creature from like Horror Story in his picture.
The funniest neck of all time.
Literally the longest, I don't even know, penis. I don't even know what the fuck to call it. It's the weirdest looking human being. Sorry, Mike Glennon. I know you're a big fan of the show. We don't mean to slander you here, but ultimately it's going to be tricky to trust anyone there. But DJ Chark and Conley are out, which just means Keelan Cole and Chenault, the last men standing, both are under 4K on DraftKings, 3,600, 3,300. I don't think I'm looking for those guys in seasonal, unless, again, wide receiver 3-wise, I think Cole's going to see probably 10 targets at least. But just DraftKings value-wise, I wanted to bring those guys up. The biggest play out there, though, is obviously Cleveland D facing Mike Glennon. Like, anybody against Mike Glennon is well worth it. Chris Carson's removed from the injury report. Get him on in. Top 12 running back. They've scored a rushing touchdown every single week with a running back other than once. Carson's going to score. Carson's going to have 80 yards. He's going to be your nice 16-point back, no doubt about it. On that same game, Zach Ertz will not be expected to play. So Dallas Goedert, obviously that much better, but I don't think it really mattered anyways. If you're stashing Ertz, why? But also Goddard, ultimately that much better of a play. Top 5 tight end for me this week. Last few notes. Again, I know I'm rushing Wolfpack, but we already have 70 questions, and I know that's probably what you're more here for at this point. Teddy Bridgewater is going to play today. Great spot for him. Minnesota, revenge game narrative in a way, but also just a horrible secondary. I think they'll light him up. I think Bridgewater is a good bet for 2 to 3 touchdowns. I'd probably rather play Fitzmagic if it's between the 2 streamers. What do you think of that one? Fitzmagic versus Teddy. I think a lot of people will see those guys on waivers. Do you have a leaning either way?
Yeah, I think today I'd still go Fitzmagic. That's such a good spot for him, and the whole offense is just great with him.
Yeah.
It is kind of close, but no, I'd go Fitz there.
I'm leaning Fitz there as well. But it is a great spot for all your Panthers. I'm personally firing up Curtis Samuel today. I've never gotten this one right. I think I tweeted about it this morning. He has 18, 19, 20, 2.7, 15. And it's which one did I pick? Of course, 2.7. It's just a whack-a-mole. Who knows? I'm putting him in. I'm praying for the best. Let's see. I feel like last week he gave me a 15-point apology on the bench as a sorry. And he's come on, you can trust me now. He better not lure me into a trap. We'll see. Other than that, John Brown's on IR, so Cole Beasley, Gabriel Davis get bumps up. In particular, Beasley had 30 fantasy points last time with John Brown out, so he can be inserted in the lineups. He's top 25-ish, 30-ish range for me. And that's not just this week, but the next 3 weeks because Brown's on the IR. Gabriel Davis, if you're really desperate, I'd probably go like the Hinton route and just stream a quarterback in my wide receiver spot. But if he's gone, if somebody beats you to the punch, Davis is in a horrible punt play. He scored a deep touchdown the last time John Brown missed time. He was in the Millie Maker lineup actually a couple weeks ago. So Gabriel Davis, just a potential name. He's 3,300 on DraftKings as well. We talked about the Dolphins quarterbacks. Gaskin at running back is not activated. Ahmed's out. I don't know what to think of this. Do you have any leaning either way, CJ, between Breida and Washington? Is there any notes on any of them? Like what the fuck?
Honestly, I know, what was it last week? I think Breida had, I think it was like single digit snaps. Washington was a healthy scratch. There's no way I would touch anything in this backfield today.
It's tough.
We might get Fitz throwing the ball 50 plus times a year.
And that's kind of why I'm also leaning Fitz in a lot of DraftKings and things like that. If I was desperate and I missed on Wilkins, so I'd rather have Wilkins. I'd rather have I'd rather have Brian Hill of these 4K minimum DraftKings guys, these waiver wire guys. But if I miss both those guys, I mean, Breida did have some huge games for the 49ers when he started a couple years ago. I'd try him out. But as you're suggesting, like, he couldn't even play more than 7 snaps against Sullivan Ahmed, whatever the fuck is Sullivan Ahmed is.
And Ahmed went out early, I think, in the first quarter for like a series or two.
Right. It's just not a situation like I want to use. But if you're desperate, volume is king at running back, and Breida might see it. So if you've lost a bunch of players, maybe you go Matt Breida today. Another uncertain backfield right now, the 49ers running backs. Coleman's out. Mostert and Jeff Wilson were both expected back. The 49ers have yet to just be like, yes, Mostert's 100% playing. It is a 4:00 game, so you have to be ready for that. Maybe you stash Wilson in case he doesn't. But it seems like, Schefter said Mostert's on his return list, things of that nature. We don't have the official word quite yet. I think Mostert is probably a good play this week. Mm-hmm. It's still an ugly backfield, but he's just so damn good. So if I have Mostert, I think he's 21 or so. I have a Hill and a sure workload a little bit above Mostert, but certainly the better talents with Mostert. And if he's out, then Jeff Wilson at 4K might end up being the best of those like minimum priced running backs. In other 49ers news, Deebo Samuel's off the injury report, but Brandon Ayuk is out. I don't want anybody in the passing game right now. Mullins blows. They're facing the Rams. This is not the matchup. They're going to get the Seahawks, I think, in a week or two. That's when you can get back on this 49ers train, but I'm not facing anybody against that Rams defense. That is very, very legit. Sam Darnold's back. Not that anybody cares for starting Darnold. I'm more so just saying Jamison Crowder gets a little bit of a bump up. If you have questions involving Crowder, let us know. You might have even been like not even considering Crowder in lineups, but honestly, with Darnold in, he's been a top 15 receiver every single week. Those two have played together. So it's worth considering at least. If you have Crowder, let us know. We're happy to work through that one. Tyler Higbee, game time decision. That only matters. Most people are just like, who gives a fuck? But Gerald Everett would be a top 10 tight end without Higbee in the lineup, given how bad the position is. He's also only 3,300 on DraftKings. So it is something worth monitoring for the tight end needy. But I'm preferring at tight end if I'm streaming because Adam Thielen and Irv Smith are not expected to play. Have we seen anything on Adam Thielen yet, by the way? Is that official?
It's not official, but I thought it was like, I didn't even thought about him playing this week.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's close, or if not locked in, that he's out. It's damn close. Let me just double check, or maybe you could see if there's anything official.
Yeah, I'm looking on
report. I'm also going to pull up my rankings just to make sure he's not in. He's not expected to play. Irv Smith is neither expected to play. So obviously Justin Jefferson, who's been smashing, he's team high in targets for multiple weeks now in a row. Just another bath of targets coming his way. But I don't hate Kyle Rudolph either. Out there in nearly every league. If you're desperate at tight end, I picked him up to start over Noah Fant, for example, for this week, just because I'm not starting anybody in that Denver offense. I don't want to trust anybody with that quarterback situation. So I don't mind Kyle Rudolph at all. He's also 2,800 on DraftKings. I could see him being a decent bet for like 6 catches, maybe finds the end zone. And at 2,800, that's going to pay off huge on DraftKings. And my last
Thielen's up.
It's official. Okay, cool. So that's good to know. Let me just make sure I don't have Thielen in my rankings. I don't want to get punished. Even though this is going to be if whoever wins so I do that Fantasy Pros for anybody just like wondering what I'm talking about. I do the Fantasy Pros competition. I was top 5 just a few weeks ago. Had a tough week last week. Got locked in. Oh yes, I do have Thielen in. So let me just exit him out, and then I'm going to bump Jefferson up to wide receiver 11, just above Michael Thomas here. Yeah, that seems about right. So I'm going to publish that, make sure that gets in there. That Thielen is officially out, folks. So yeah, Kyle Rudolph, now top 15 tight end for me. I think I have him right at 13 as I'm looking at my rankings here. So he could be an interesting play. Just publish that, get widget code, bam. Alrighty, so that is now. Thank you guys for your patience here. And again, we will be right with your questions. I just don't want to mess it up because I do want to get right back into that top 5. I had a tough week last week. And I want to dominate. I want to win that competition, baby. Alrighty. So that is now generated and bam. Okay. Now I can get to, I think that's the last note. That was it. Mitch Trubisky is going to be starting. So anybody in 2 QB leagues, his stretch run schedule is a joke. This week's tough. The Packers are actually pretty good. Jair Alexander could lock down A-Rob. I'm a little bit nervous about Allen Robinson because of that. But ultimately, Trubisky could actually make some noise down the stretch, given how easy his schedule is. I'll never recommend him in single QB leagues, but I know I get a lot of questions about like Darnold or Flacco. If you're rolling around in that shit, just pick up Trubisky because we've seen him have like 35-point days. I'd rather just have the shot at that, given the easy schedule. Last one, Gio Bernard's off the injury report. So if you need a plug-in running back too, he has averaged 19 points per game, but that's also not with Brandon Allen at starting quarterback. So I don't want to use him if I don't have to. But again, volume at running back is volume at running back. That's all I have. We're up to 76 questions in the mailbag. So folks, we will hit all of these and keep them all coming in. We got plenty of time. So we'll rip through as many as we get. But again, Wolfpack, any thumbs up, regardless of where you're at. We broke the record last week, I think, with 40 on Facebook, heart faces, all that good stuff. I forget exactly how many we hit on YouTube, but we'd love to keep setting that record just because that helps us get out to more people. So if you don't mind giving us a thumbs up, we're going to hit all your questions now. Thank you guys so much for listening to that news. I know it was disgusting. Let's get to the actual questions.
Steven Drakes need 2 full PPRs, CEH, Brian Hill, Wilkins, or Crowder.
I love that he's leading off with like a bunch of the ugly people that we've already talked about for lineups. I got to get Hilaire in there. Definitely the best player, definitely the best offense. And then I think I'm going to lean Brian Hill. I like Crowder a little more this week with Darnold back. But I think Hill's in for 3-down work against an easy, soft Raiders defense. So I think I go Hilaire and Hill there, Stephen Drakes.
Martin Broadhurst. Supple of my matchup this week could be described as David against Goliath, myself being David, but I'm going to go down swinging in full PPR. Do you like Aguilar or Slayton?
Man, that's so you need upside. And the thing is both those guys have it. You got the Atlanta matchup for Aguilar. You got Slayton against Cincy giving up the most points to outside receivers. He's been prone to blow up. Man, I like them both. I'm going to lean Slayton very slightly here. Do you have a strong leaning either way, CJ, with these two?
I like Aguilar a lot this week. He's turned into like this touchdown machine, which is funny. But
he really has.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would slightly go Slayton there.
It's tough. That's. I mean, they both have upside. Like it would be easier if it was like this guy's a PPR guy that I know I'm going to get 10, and these guys, but they're both blow up potential.
Yeah, exactly.
Deep threat guys. I like Slayton's odds at having a huge day more than I like Aguilar, but man, they're both good bets to blow up Martin. What's going on, Tunes? And Scotty Brooks with the good old hey. We got a lot of the good mornings, so we'll say hello to all our good fans. What's up, Craig, Johnny Harper, David Campanile. Oh, another hello. The silent assassin. I love it.
Greg, good morning. Would you roll with Eckler or Mike Davis?
Ooh, that's a good one. My brother asked me that exact one earlier today. I like Eckler. I really do. I'm just a huge Eckler guy, especially, Tim, if this is full PPR, you can let us know. I know it's going to probably take a while to now get back to this one. So remind us what you were asking in the first place. I like Eckler, especially in a half or full PPR formats. Just, again, 11 catches in his last game with Herbert. That's stuck in my brain. Davis is the safer play. There's no doubt about that, Timmy Gray. If you're in a favorite position, you want to just roll Davis, get your sure 15 to 20 touches, probably getting into the end zone. But I really think Eckler has like 30-point upside just right off the bat. They're bad against running backs, the Bills. I go Eckler. I feel like you're a pretty big Eckler guy too, right?
Yeah, I'm going to say yes to all of his questions today.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Eckler no matter what. And Davis is about as close as it gets. I'm at RB11 and my RB13 right there. But I have Eckler higher. I love Eckler this week.
Broderick, Rudolph, Reed, Bisley, or Everett if Higbee is out.
Oh, boy. Well, so the thing is we don't know about Everett and Higbee, and that's a 4:00 game, so we won't know. I'm going to go Rudolph here. You got to play him at 1, but with all the other weapons out, I think he's in a good spot to find the end zone today.
Justin Vetter, what's good? Pick 2 PPR, Gallman, Hill, or AB?
I think I'm going to go with the 2 running backs there. I like AB, but it's just so many mouths to feed, and you never know. I mean, Brady is force-feeding AB.
He's been showering him.
Just peppering him. So, I do like AB. I'm benching AB for Curtis Samuel today, if that helps put anything into perspective as well. Maybe I don't know if I'm nuts to do that. Gallman's so safe. He's got 5 touchdowns in his last 4 games. He gets Cincy. They're going to be up. It's very rare to say the Giants are in a good spot. But the Giants are in a good spot. For maybe the only time I'll ever say that the rest of the time this year. But yeah, I like Gallman in that type of script. And then I don't know. What are your thoughts on Hill? I know we're going to get a lot on him. Do you have any faith in this guy? You wrote about him yesterday.
Yeah, so I was a little higher on him yesterday, and then I think Zenos might have swayed me a little bit. So it takes nothing to sway me. Yeah, I mean, I like him as a flex play, but personally, I think I would go AB here. He's going to get 8+ targets a game, it seems. I just don't think it's changing, even though he does have Evans, Godwin, everyone, but I still think he's going to get 8+ targets.
That's a tough one, Justin. That is a brutal one. So I go Gallman Hill. It is PPR.
And actually, after seeing the Chiefs just get bent over last week by Carr, too.
True. Yeah, that defense is so either overrated or they can be cracked with the right offense at least.
Yeah.
As we saw last week by Derek fucking Carr. So AB's a pretty good option, especially in full PPR. Gallman's the only one that we have locked in here. I have Hill. CJ goes AB. Let us know what you decide, Justin.
Sarno, need 1 running back, 1 flex, half PPR, Gio, Wilkins, Montgomery, Robbie, Crowder.
Ooh, I'm going to go Robbie for the flex. I love that Minnesota matchup. I know he's been underwhelming, but I think this is a good get-right spot for the guy. And then of the running backs, I mean, that's pretty hideous, Craig. I think I'm going to go Bernard, though. I like Gio. Just sure volume.
Hopefully Allen just drops the ball off.
That's exactly, quarterback getting comfortable, dump. Wilkins, it could be the Hines show, even with Taylor out. Montgomery is just Montgomery. You know my thoughts and feelings on him. So I'm going to go Bernard there.
Okay, Jagier, hey fellas, must win this week. Full flex, PPR, full PPR. Gallman, Edwards, or Parker?
We got to get this Keen. I like Parker a lot with Ryan Fitzmagic back. I mean, he was, again, the number 2 receiver behind only Michael Thomas last year when he had him and Fitz just peppering and going at it. It's a different offensive scheme and all that, so I get that too. But Gallman's by far the safest. Again, since he scored 5 touchdowns his last 4 weeks, he's going to score today. So if you're like, okay, I'm in a good shape, I'm facing the last place team, I just want my 12 points, Gallman's going to get you there. Parker, though, full PPR could be 25 points. He had a good week last week, too. I lean Parker. It's not Edwards at all. Edwards out of this conversation. Do you go Gallman or Parker, CJ?
Yeah, I'm going Parker here.
There we go. So we both agree on Parker. Fire him up, Keen. Let's get this W.
Campanelli, standard with bonuses, receiver, pick 2, Juju, Julio's out, and then so it's going to be Juju, Cup, or Hinton.
Not Hinton. I was although you got to pick 2, and it's I don't know about Juju, right? So Cup,
True.
I guess I just go Cup and Hinton because he didn't tell us he had a contingency plan, so I'm not going that player. So I'm going to go Cup and Hinton. If you have just a reminder, folks, if you have a player in that Ravens-Steelers game, let us know. Are you allowed to have backup plans? Because this is an example. This is the only one I'm going to do this for. I would rather have Juju in if I know I'm allowed to have Hinton as a backup plan should that game get canceled. If not, I'm not going to risk it. I'm not going to risk Juju getting a 0. I'd rather just see what Hinton does. But let us know, are you allowed to have backup plans? I see David Campanile actually asked another one later with the backup plan specified. So that's what we need. Otherwise, I'm just going to not give you the Ravens or Steelers player. I'm just going to say no to that. Just prefacing that again. And of course, any thumbs up and likes as I give you that angry rant is so appreciated to help us get discovered and ask more people. So thank you guys so much. We're only halfway at our record of 40. We'd love to break that yet again, guys. Thanks again, Wolfpack, for being here on your Sunday morning.
Noah Pringle, Jacoby Myers, Zach Moss, or T. Higgins in the flex, full PPR.
It's a good question, Noah, and good to see you. Noah's become a regular this year, so it's great to have you again. Man, I like Myers. I think the Arizona matchup is pretty nice out of the slot there. I think he could destroy them, especially because of the full PPR. It's not Higgins for me. I'm benching all Bengals. Maybe Gio Bernard's getting into my lineup. Given, yeah,
I love those receivers too.
It sucks. I think Higgins is so good, but I can't. How can we trust anything tied to Brandon Allen? I mean, disgusting. I do like Zach Moss. I mean, before the bye, it seemed like he was taking over. Certainly better at the goal line, catches the ball fine. And they get a nice matchup against the Chargers. They've been getting bludgeoned by running backs the last few weeks. So I don't hate Moss. I just feel a little bit better about Myers. I think that Arizona matchup's good. Which way do you lean? Do you consider Higgins at all, CJ, or are you going one of the other two?
No, I'm gonna wait on both him and Boyd this week. But I don't know, Myers, obviously, like once we're all up on Myers last week, and Bird just like comes out of nowhere.
Right.
I think I'd be safe with Moss. He looked good right before the bye, as you said. I think I'd feel safer just going Moss this week.
Yeah. All right. So CJ has Moss. I'm going to go Myers. I think this is a good get right spot for him, but that's a tough one. That's another tough one, as the Wolfpack tends to bring here.
Yanks. Hey, should I start Bisley or Rudolph?
I'm going to lean Rudolph there. I actually kind of like stashing Bisley, though. I gave this stat on our waiver wire show. He was the tight end 5 last year before getting hurt. In 6 of his 8 games entering the year, he had been a top 12 tight end in 6 of those, so 75% of the time. That's very rare to find that consistency at the position. He did have a brutal injury. We don't know if he'll ever regain that form that allowed him to be that top 12 player. But at tight end, I think it's worth a stash. Certainly tomorrow, too, because you can do it after the fact. You can see what happens today. You can cut whatever trash you have on your bench. I like having Bisley on the radar. That all being said, I much prefer starting Rudolph this week.
Campanelli, standard with bonuses, running back pick 2, Mike Davis, Kenyon Drake, Mostert, and then Edwards Snell with no backups. Yeah.
So that's a good specification there. I'm not going to go any of the guys in the game without backups allowed. I think I prefer just going Davis Drake here. I mean, Mostert is most of the time going to be above Drake for me. I don't know that he's 100% locked in today yet. Again, he's activated off the IR. The team is still being sketchy about we have not confirmed if he's going to play or not. Stupid shit. So I'm not going to wait till 4 p.m. and then just get screwed over. And Drake was rolling. Drake, 5 targets last week. I think that might have been a season high, but he was, 4 catches, 30 yards in the receiving game. Seemed to get that role last year, kind of back and going again. That was great to see as a Drake owner. I think I'm going to go Davis and Drake here and wait it out. Does Mostert give you any pause there, or are you good with that, Davis and
Drake? Yeah, I mean, I think I feel comfortable with Davis and Drake. I do. I mean, Mostert is always going to break off that 40-yard run, even though he has 8 carries.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd feel comfortable with Davis and Drake this week. And give Mostert
there we go.
Patrick Sullivan in half PPR, need 1 for running back and 1 for flex. Hines, Hill, Montgomery, White, Samuel, Boyd.
A lot of options for Patty Sullivan. Good to see you, Pat. I know you've been a regular this year as well.
I feel like Hines would be the locked-in running back.
Yep, Hines is definitely my favorite here. And I think it comes down to Hill or Curtis Samuel for me. Honestly, I think I'm going to lean Samuel. That's kind of where I'm at right now. Samuel over Hines. Brian Hill certainly seems like a bigger lock for touches. He's had some smash spots lined up for him in the past and just very, very underwhelming in all of them. So I'm trusting Samuel this week. If you don't want to go on that express, Pat, I think Hill's a fine option for sure. Top 20 running back this week. But for now, I'm going to go Hines and Samuel. Do you have a strong leaning between Hill versus Samuel, CJ?
Not really. I mean, yeah, you're locking in Hines. Then I think I think I'd go Samuel there.
Yeah, it's so much. The only reason it seems inconsistent is because I only start him on the one time. He's literally been fantastic in 5 of his last 6 games, 15 or more points. Yeah. I just am sketched out because the only time I've used him is the one time he fucking had 2 points.
But now that we know that you're starting him today, should probably play Hilton.
Exactly, right? So I'm using him. That means he's probably going to give me the middle finger like he always does. So just keep that note in mind as well, Pat Sullivan.
So CJay, my team is revolting against me with COVID and injuries and Thanksgiving Day shit performances. Pick 2, Snell, Rager, Aguilar.
Oh, man. Sorry to hear it. It's all the shit talk you were doing last week, Billy Jiggs, talking about wearing the pants and the relationship. It seems like that's coming to backfire against you. So, I mean, Snell, if he's in and you're good to go with that game, then he's the play. But again, no contingency plan. I have no idea. I'm just going to go the other 2 unless I know you have a contingency plan. If you do, then I'd probably bench Rager. Otherwise, I'm just going to go for the upside of both receivers and not worry about that headache for Tuesday.
Pringle, Taylor, Gurley, Swift, and Chalk are all up for me this week. Have Brian, Hill, and Hines at running back, but knowing the Colts in typical fashion, Wilkins will get all the love.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, that's probably what's going to happen. Like, typically, there's no way to get a read on that backfield ever. Yeah. But I think Hines is a good bet. I think just because I think the Titans' offense is really legit, and that should keep the script.
And just it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago where he destroyed them.
26 points, and that's of course why they won't do it again. But it seems too obvious. I feel pretty good about Hines, though. I do know it this week.
Tunes, Fulgham, Sanders, Hyde, Murray, Rager, Aguilar, Bisley. Pick 1 for flex, full PPR. JT sitting hurt, but Eckler coming back. Save my running back 2 spot.
Yeah, that's
just pick one. Just pick one of it.
So that's a huge, I think, upgrade getting Eckler instead of JT this week, Tunes. So that does go a long way. Out of these guys, it's not Hyde, it's not Murray.
All right, Aguilar.
Backup running backs. I do like Aguilar just a little bit more than. I mean, Rager and Fulgham get those smash Monday night spots. But Aguilar against Atlanta is nice. So I'm going to go Aguilar here.
You see the Eagles are playing on a lot of Jalen Hurts this week.
That's also maybe a little more nerve-wracking. So, yeah, let's go Aguilar. That just helps.
Mitchell Chavez, my dudes, hope you guys are having a great weekend. Good luck.
Good luck to you, brother. Appreciate you tuning in, as always.
Ron Harper, the Gus Bus, Bernard, and Gallman.
Yeah, Gallman for sure.
Sarah Riley, start 1 and drop 1. Fant, Goddard, Hurst, Hooper.
I'm starting Goddard, and I don't really care who you drop from the other ones. They all suck. Like this week, Fant's by far the worst, but I think long term he has.
First of all, you don't need to carry 4 tight ends.
You don't need to ever carry that many. You could drop. I would drop Hooper for sure, I think, out of this group, but you could drop Hurst as well, and it wouldn't impact you either way. But Goddard's my favorite this week.
Scotty Brooks, he has to go with him for the glory play this week since his team is fucked.
Good luck. I hope it pans out, but I'm telling you, I think he's going to throw like 2 to 3 picks. I wouldn't be surprised to see him get negative points. Like,
I know.
That could be an absolute disaster, and then they
turn
be
like two fumbles. I saw a tweet when you were doing the news, and someone, I forget who it was, like Jesse Palmer or someone, was like, I talked to a few Broncos players, and they said they've never seen him throw a pass before.
Wow, very comforting. If you start Judy or any, you can't have any Broncos on your radar. It goes without saying. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, if you got nothing else, Hinton could have upside if he just runs all over the place at quarterback. But that's going to be disgusting. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. Iowa sports fan. He has fancy tight end. Would you leave him in there or pick up Rudolph?
I go Rudolph. I actually did that exact move, Iowa. I benched Fant. And I went with Rudolph this week. So if it blows up on both of us. But I'm going for Rudolph for sure.
Van Deventer, Gallman or Wilkins, PPR?
I go Gallman. Yeah, I feel good about Gallman. Gallman's pretty locked in. Van Deventer, the fullback.
David Campanelli, full PPR, running back, pick 1. Zeke's already played. J-Rob, Edmonds, Hunt, Rojo, Sanders.
There was somebody on Thanksgiving, it haunted me at the end of the day, that asked Zeke versus Gibson. and I had Gibson higher in my rankings. And then I was like, oh, why am I doing that? And I switched him in my rankings. I said, go Zeke. He's safe. He's back. Oh, boy. I feel so bad about that one. Zeke is such a fucking asshole. Ugh. That was my worst call of the week. And I had Gibson higher than the ECR even after making that switch, but it was just like, could have been more opposites in the same exact game. Gibson's the fucking
I was lucky I had the Deshaun Watson and Gibson combo, so I'm up like 75-0 or something.
That is just insane. Imagine you had Fuller too. You scored like 100 points for 3 players. Just crazy stuff. So for this one, David, I'm gonna go. You need upside, but you got to go James Robinson, I think, right? Like, Sanders. I mean, Sanders and Hunt are both great options too. But Jacksonville's going to just run as much as they possibly are able to, and they're banged up along the D line. Cleveland is, so I like Robinson just to get fed today. I'm probably going to go him. Sanders is damn close. The Eagles get the Seahawks. That's a pretty bad defense too. Man, that's tough. I'm going to go Robinson. Do you move that at all, CJ, or do you stick with Robinson?
But he's not have a flex in his league.
Full PPR pick one. Yes, I think
but he doesn't have a flex.
I know. Yeah, exactly. You can't get like Sanders in there. That sucks. We were so low on Zeke last week, just a week too early with it, because he actually did good last week and then screwed us all this week.
Jeremiah, what's up? Coming to you from Florida this week.
What's up, Jeremiah? Where's Jeremiah usually from? Is it not Florida?
I thought he was a Midwest kid. I don't know.
I thought so too. I forget where you're usually from, Jeremiah, but are you on vacation? What brings you to Florida? Let us know. And I hope the weather's great for you down there.
Campanelli again, full PPR, receiver, bench one of these. Lockett, Diggs, AJ Brown.
Oh, man. I don't want to bench any of them, but I guess AJ Brown, Diggs is locked in. He's the best option of those guys. And then, I mean, Lockett, just a Philly team that probably will shadow DK with Slay. Not that that really matters. I think DK will eat Slay. But Lockett could be in for one. He's so hard to bench because he's so like 40 points come out of nowhere. Same with AJ Brown too. But out of those guys, I mean, I'd love to get all three in. I'm probably benching AJ Brown though. Out of those, would you do the same?
I hate it, but yeah, I think I would.
You think you bench him for Lockett? Yeah, Lockett versus AJ Brown's tough, but I have Lockett like a spot or two higher in my rankings.
Billy Fields, Herbert, or Wilson, and then I'm going Steelers versus Ravens with Lamar out.
As long as we get that game, right? That's the one risk, Bailey. We might not even get that game. I'm going to go Herbert, though. Crazy. Herbert over Russell Wilson, but you get Eckler back. I think that game shoots out. And Wilson just hasn't been quite as good, and they've been trying to get that run game, like shitty-ass offense back and going again. So I go Herbert here. Am I crazy, CJ, or do you agree?
No, I think he's like, you just never bench the guy. Who's
so damn good. I love him.
Tunes, Ridley and AJ Brown are 100% locked in for wide receiver 3. Would you go Parker, Fulgham, or Aguilar?
Parker, definitely. I'm feeling great about Parker. Fitzmagic back. I'm into it.
Not really something artificial. Not really artificial. Would you drop Ryan for Fitz? Also has Taysom Hill and the possibility of 2 out multiple weeks is intriguing.
I think I do. I mean, Julio's injury is obviously a big part of this. If it's a 1-week streamer, it's like, okay, maybe not. But if he is going to be out, I didn't know that Tua was going to be out multiple weeks.
Yeah, they said definitely out today, obviously, and then could be multiple weeks.
So. Okay. So that is intriguing, especially because Taysom's, the pumpkin might come soon for him whenever Drew Brees comes back. So, yeah, not really artificial. I think I don't know. I'm trying to think of what Matt Ryan's schedule looks like. I know he gets the Saints next week. He crapped himself against them last time out. I think I do. I think Ryan Fitzmagic, very intriguing. He's been a 20 points per game guy all year. So I'm all about it. Wolfpack, as we get closer to 12 o'clock hour, if you're new, keep getting your questions in. If you're catching this a little bit later than usual, but thumbs up, mean the world. We still haven't cracked 30 today. Love to crack that 30. We hit 40 likes last time, and it's so appreciated. It helps us get out to more people. So if you don't mind considering at least giving it a thumbs up on YouTube, Facebook, Periscope, retweet, shares, all that good stuff. If you're in any fantasy football groups, you want to drop this in there, sweet. Do that. Help us get out to more people. It'd be so appreciated. But thank you guys again. I'll just keep ripping through these questions.
Happy Sunday, Giuseppe.
Our usual guy. What's going on?
Patrick Sullivan, thank you. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for coming, Pat. He's always Pat comes every week. He's always like so polite and respectful.
He's a military man. That's why.
Absolutely.
Mike Clay, let's get it, boys.
Love you, Mike. Great to see you, brother.
Giuseppe, Tannehill or Taysom?
I'm going to go Taysom here. I had Taysom at quarterback 8. I wonder if I need to bump him down now. Although I think they're going to have the ball all game too and just slowly churn. So you know what? It doesn't hurt Taysom now that I think about it because it's not really about him airing it out ever anyways. It's just about them bleeding clock. So he's probably going to have like 20 rush attempts today.
He's going to look like a 2005 Beverly High School game.
Exactly. That's going to be the grossest fucking game.
36 over under. Has to be the lowest over under in a long time.
Seriously, I probably would take the under. Like I don't think
like a 20-3 game. Like 100% see that.
I don't know that the Broncos score today. I really don't think they do. So it's just a matter of do the Saints at 36, which they could, but I don't even like 36. I would take the under, and that's so low. But yeah, I go Taysom Hill there. They're going to have the ball all day, and I like Tannehill, but tough matchup against Indy.
Campanelli full PPR, tight end pick 1, Goddard, Gesicki, Hurst.
This got closer because of Fitzmagic, rising up Gesicki's value a little bit, but I still prefer Goddard. It's one of those things like he got you 16 last week, and if you benched him, he proved to you why he should be in your lineup. You got to respond to that with positive coaching, positive reinforcement. Keep him on in. You can't bench him now. I think Goddard could be a nice play on Monday night for sure.
Brian Fitzpatrick, good morning, guys. Have a great Sunday. I have 2 huge questions. With Julio out, should he start Rager, Gage, or Higgins? And then number 2, sit one of these running backs, Rojo, Jacobs, Drake, Gallman.
Tough calls all around. I think I prefer Rager. I don't trust Gage at this point. It's a matter of, is it Zaccheaus? Is it him? There's no consistency, whereas Gage seemed to be the immediate fill-in. That hasn't been the case. And then Higgins, again, I'm not playing any Cincy guys until I see what Brandon Allen's actually made of. And then out of those guys, Rojo, Jacobs, Drake, Gallman, I'm going to sit Rojo. I saw the stat that he played only 10% of passing downs last week. And you got to imagine the Bucs are going to be passing.
Fournette had like 3 or 4 legitimate drops.
And they didn't bench him. I don't understand it because I think Rojo's way more talented. And if he drops a ball, you don't see him for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Fournette drops 3 of them and he just keeps going in and getting targets. It makes no sense to me. I don't know what Arians' vendetta is against Rojo because – and I know I'm preaching to the choir because you're the biggest Rojo fan that's ever lived. but I just don't know that he's going to be in the game at all because they take him out on passing situations. So I'm significantly lower on Ronald Jones. If he has a shot and path to upside, it's that they want to ground this Chiefs attack where they try to bleed clock early. When does that ever work? When does Mahomes ever let you just bleed clock against him? You know they're going to be bombing this team away. So yeah, I sit Rojo out of those options. And I just really like the other 3 guys you have too. Not so much just hating Rojo, but I'm not a big Rojo fan this week.
Jeremiah Moore, Goff or Taysom?
From Florida. I'm going to go Taysom still. Goff, 49ers, decent defense, tends to crap himself against that team, I feel like. So, and I could just be speaking on my ass. I don't really know. It just seems like a Goff like puke game.
49ers are coming off a bye too, right?
Yeah, the 49ers are coming off a bye, healthier. Now they get Sherman back. I like Taysom. I just like Taysom a lot too, Jeremiah.
Custer, CEO, Rivers or Taysom?
I go Taysom still. Yeah, I have no real hesitation with Taysom. I think he's my quarterback 8. So there's really only 7 guys that I'd have above him right now. And Rivers certainly is not one of them.
Todd Exotic.
Yeah.
Good morning, my friends. No Gurley, no Taylor, no Bueno. Need just a little bit of help. Half PPR for my flex. Beasley or Lazard?
We're thankful for you as well, Todd Exotic. I think somewhere in the mess of Thursday, I don't know if you caught that stream at all, CJ. It was when all like the teeny boppers decided to like.
I watched the beginning of it, and then when you started doing like the sit start, I X'd out of it. But
no, it got wild.
I went through and watched the end of it on YouTube after.
Disgusting. Yeah, that was interesting for sure. But Todd Exotic mentioned, I think I got lost in the shuffle because he used to be a teacher, and I think you said you were an assistant principal now, right, Todd? It's legit. Good stuff in the education world, my friend. I might have missed it. I might have misread it because that was a crazy day, but I think you said something like that. So you just need a little bit of help. Beasley, Lazard. I like Beasley a lot, actually. I think no John Brown on the IR. Huge upside this week for Cole Beasley. I like Lazard, but not yet. I want to see him get it done before I put him in my lineup. He's still getting eased in, it seems like. So, yeah, give me Beasley there.
Giuseppe Russo, Myers or Crowder? Have PPR?
I'm going to – that's tricky because Darnold's back. It does raise Crowder's upside. I just like Myers a lot this week. I think he's in a good rebound spot. So, I'm going to go Myers. Do you go differently, though?
Yeah, I'm going Crowder there.
Yeah, we're split, Giuseppe. You got to trust the gut here. We don't have a clear-cut answer for you, but I'm leaning Myers myself.
Seamus, hey boys, hey, massive matchup for me today. Unlike last week, I'm so lost. So I have one receiver slot and one flex spot to fill. Here are your options. Slayton, Rojo, Landry, Fant, Wilkins, Breida. Help. P.S. The Roshi Journal is the bomb.
You're the bomb, Seamus. The most fire of our fans out there. I think I like Slayton the most of – if it's Slayton versus Landry, I'm going to go Slayton. And then it comes down to your flex. It's not Fant. So we got kind of the hideous running back trios here, like Ronald Jones, Wilkins, Breida. Oh, boy. I kind of lean Wilkins for a touchdown stab. But I'm super low on Ronald Jones. I think most people would recommend Ronald Jones here. I don't think I can trust Breida yet. What do you think, CJ? If it come down to Wilkins, Breida, and Jones for the flex, of those three running backs, where do you go?
Then I'm going Ronald Jones. I can't send him over Wilkins and Breida. Breida's
that's a tough look. I don't know. Fuck. I'm down on Ronald. But he seems to be like an every other guy. And every time I rank him low, he blows up. Every time I rank him high, he sucks. I can't get a pulse on him. I'm low on him this week, which means he'll probably be legit this week. He's so hard. That backfield just a nightmare. I don't know. I have a feeling Wilkins is going to get in for the touchdown today. So I'm going to go Wilkins, Seamus. CJ goes Rojo. Breida's probably the best play is what ends up happening. But yeah, I think Wilkins scores and makes that the top play of the day. We'll see. Oh, there it is.
Charlie Manalakis. How many wide receivers would you flex over Eckler? Asking for a friend who already had Gibson and Zeke. So
Zeke sucks, but Gibson, damn. I mean, most I would go Eckler over most. Top 10 running back is a receiver in his own right. 11 catches the last time he played a full game. So I probably this is a very vague question. But there's probably only like 8 receivers or so that I'm like confidently above Eckler this week.
Giuseppe, Wing, Gallman, Gio, or Brian Hill, full PPR?
I like Gallman the most. Brian Hill, we just hope he does what Gallman's been doing for the last 4 weeks. So yeah, give me Gallman. Only 5K on DraftKings too. I kind of missed that one. I don't have him in any lineups, and
there's just so many like cheap running backs.
Such a weird week, yeah. And I'm going Eckler in all of them, which is probably going to be my downfall today. If he ends up being featured, not featured. But hey, I'm taking that risk. I fucking love Eckler.
Cool. Brian Hill or James White, half PPR.
I'm going to go Brian Hill there. I know James White, his outlook is looking better. No Burkhead, but I'm going to go Brian Hill just because he's more locked to see just a variety of touches, not just the receiving work.
Mike Clay ended up rolling out Duke. We were also down on him. He was down to pop.
Yeah. I agree. So I'm glad you won him. He got 15 points. It looked like he had like 15 in the first half too. So I was like, oh fuck. Like I told everyone to bench this guy. He's going to score 30. He only did 15, which is still for Duke, like the crowning achievement of his career because he's such a little bitch. But I'm glad you won him. I certainly didn't. I kept him on the bench and I might regret it. But 15, it's not going to kill me. I don't think. It looked like it might have killed me though early on. But I'm glad you won it, Mike. Good job.
Steppy, Ingram or Hooper?
I go Ingram. I feel like Ingram's trending, and I could be dead wrong because I caught him where
I think he is. Yeah. Well, because he's on all my teams still.
Yeah, he like even when he was sucking was like 3rd in the league in tight end targets. So at the end of the day, that's just like what else can you expect from your tight end if it's not Waller and if it's not Kelsey? I just want volume, and that's really the only one of the few tight ends that you can guarantee that from. Hooper does get Jacksonville. I mean, could score, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But I lean Ingram there.
Todd Exotic seems fired up today.
Huge fired up. It's a crazy week. It's just like one of those ones that I woke up bright and early, was so excited for, and then I'm just like, whoa, what the fuck's going on? It's been just nice. I don't know, you were doing some writing yesterday, CJ. I just kind of had a nice 2 days away from fantasy, Friday and Saturday, and now I'm fired up to be back because it can get to it can really become a slugfest. Like, I love what I do. I love doing this
especially
every day.
It's like a week before playoffs. You're out of it, one of your big leagues too, right?
Exactly. No, I'm actually still alive in them all somehow.
Oh, you're.
I had some huge weeks last week where I scored 160 across all my leagues. It put me right back in the points hunt, which gets me right back into the hunt. So, yeah, but I know what you're saying. Once you get knocked out of a league and you're just like, oh, it can be a slug. But having just 2 kind of mental days away from it, and wasn't really planned for them. I don't know. I got really drunk, to be honest. It was nice to have a day off. So now I am extra fired up to get back and just crush it these last 4 weeks as we roll through the playoffs, baby. Todd Exotic, we're going to get there. We're going to crush titles. Absolutely.
Pitt Steel City, 63. Parker, A-Rob, Deontay, pick one standard.
Can't be Deontay unless I know you have a backup plan. Parker versus A-Rob, that's tough. Almost 90% of weeks you're going to go A-Rob.
I think I'm leaning Parker there.
I think I am too. I'm noticing in my rankings I'm higher on Robinson than I kind of intended to be. So I'm gonna go back there and fix him because I
don't know the update, but I saw some tweet or something about how it's gonna be one of those gross Midwestern NFC North games where it's below freezing and it's gonna be 15-mile-an-hour winds and stuff. So it's gonna be
okay. Yeah,
it's a low. I think their total is only 44 around that, around the 40s.
Mitch Trubisky at quarterback too. I mean, that certainly never helps inspire any confidence in the troops. So yeah, I'm bumping down Robinson just because, again, the Jair Alexander matchup, he's taken out pretty much every receiver he's played. It's not quite Revis Island of a few years ago, but he's been elite, and it's not too hard to take off Mitch Trubisky's number one just because he might just take him out himself. Because Mitch Trubisky just blows. So yeah, you know what? I'm just updating these rankings real quick. I go Parker over A-Rob this week. I'm higher on A-Rob than my rankings. I should not be as high as my rankings suggest I am.
Giuseppe, now that Julio's out, should I grab AB or should I go AB or Sterling Shepard?
That's a close one. And I didn't think it would be close. Normally I would say, I'm a huge AB fan. I own AB. I want it to be AB locked in, but Shepard's been sneaky, as consistent as they come. And I don't know, did you say, was this PPR?
6 plus half PPR.
Half PPR.
He's 6 plus receptions since he's been active the last 2 years, basically.
Pretty much all those games. Yeah. He got hurt against Chicago in the first quarter. He had 2 catches, but other than that, he's had 6 receptions in a year and a half straight of games. So PPR or half PPR, that's just bankable points. Since coming back from injury, he's the wide receiver 17, 23, 41 and 35. He's been above 11 points in all those weeks. He's been above 11 points every time he's played a whole game. That's just the consistency that it's tough to find against Cincy. I mean, it should be even more of a lock. So yeah, I'm going to go Shepard. Only a few spots above AB, but good value this week.
Jair, it's chaos this week with injuries and COVID cases. Help Gordon or Mostert?
I'm going to leave Mostert. I get that the Broncos are just going to be a high school offense today and run it 500 times. I just don't know that they're going to move it at all. The Saints have the most elite run D in the league right now. It doesn't bode well for the Broncos doing legitimately anything on offense today. So give me Mostert. But have a backup ready just in case Mostert doesn't play. You better have something ready for sure.
Sarah Riley, half PPR, Jefferson, Carson, Woods, Robbie Anderson.
A lot of great options there, Sarah. I'm locking in Jefferson, especially with all those other weapons out. No doubt. Carson in your lineup anytime he plays. Top 15 running back no matter what. So then Woods or Anderson. I'm probably going to go Woods fresh off that blow up. It's I got to keep him in my lineup. But I do really like Anderson's spot this week. So yeah, Jefferson, Carson, Woods is where I go. What about you, Woods versus Anderson?
I like Woods killed it last week.
Yeah.
I like what they're doing with him. So yeah, I'd go Jefferson, Woods, Carson, and Jefferson, Carson. Actually, I kind of like it how it is right there.
That the exact order I'd rank them is the exact way you wrote it. So we're in lockstep there. Bench and Anderson, but I do like him a lot this week. Just out of those guys, he's not the best.
Giuseppe, Hooper or Hurst?
Ugh. Which one finds the end zone? I mean, probably neither. But Hooper, I guess, against Jacksonville's like, okay. Ugh, neither, but Hooper.
Tunes, if you own him, good for you, but fuck Will Fuller scoring 41 points on me on Thursday.
Yeah, that's the worst way to start your week. Is just like, well, here we go. Gonna lose 40 points on me. I actually had Gibson in 2 out of 3 leagues, which is amazing to start that way. And one of them, though, I was facing Fuller. I was facing Fuller in 2 out of 3. One I had Gibson, one I didn't. So just all over the place this week. That kind of just evened itself out in that sense.
Should yes, people. Let's go Wolfpack. Full PPR, Rojo, Gallman here.
Gallman. I'm feeling Gallman's just steady, safe, very safe.
Mike Clay, second flex spot. Brian Hill, Aguilar, Hinton.
I'm gonna go Hill, but
yeah.
If you needed Aguilar, like you want more upside, I think Hill's like 10 points. Maybe he finds the end zone twice and blows it up, but you're asking for a lot there. I lean Aguilar if you need the ceiling, but yeah, Brian Hill in most cases is the play, Mike.
Bailey Fields, Eckler, or Chris Carson?
That's tough. 2 returning guys. I probably go Eckler. I would have a hard time benching Eckler, but that's tricky. And that's another one where it comes down to your scoring too. If it's standard league, Carson's the much better bet to find the end zone and just churn. But Eckler, if you get reception points, that's the play. I go Eckler. What about you, Eckler or Carson? I mean, it's my 12 and 13 running back.
I'm going Eckler there.
Yeah.
Fusion, Matt Ryan or Fitz?
Fitz Magic, definitely. Much better, especially with Julio out, no brainer to me.
Coolip, is Mostert back to must start?
Pretty close. Not yet. I need to see him make it through a game before I'm like must start, but over a lot of people, yes, for sure.
Campanelli, standard bonuses, wide receiver pick 1, dropping Hinton and playing Mike Williams or Sterling Shepard.
Yeah, I'd rather have either guy than Hinton. I get the appeal of Hinton at quarterback, at wide receiver. It seems cool and you're being real savvy. But if he throws 3 interceptions and is benched for like Royce Freeman and you have negative, like it could really backfire. And Mike Williams is in a great spot. I like Mike Williams and I like Sterling Shepard, both significantly more. If you're asking me, you got to only pick one. I think we just talked about that consistency of Shepard. I'd lean there over Mike Williams, but either one over Hinton for sure. But I like Sterling Shepard.
Steven Hernandez, start 1, Mostert, Hunt, Carson.
Ooh, that's tricky between it's not Mostert. It's between Hunt, who gets Jacksonville. I mean, awful defense, even if he's the backup. And then Carson. I kind of lean Hunt because I just, he's going to put up some points today. Mm-hmm. Carson, just like Monday night, what if they do something sketchy? I don't know. I lean Hunt here. It's really close, but that's where I'm leaning.
CJ Johnson, half PPR and projected to win, so you can lower the ceiling a little bit. Aguilar, Mostert, or AJ Brown?
I'm still going AJB. I know it's a brutal matchup on paper, but still, it's like Indy's defense isn't that good in the second.
And against Indy, he dropped that bomb too. That would have changed his night.
Exactly. I go AJ Brown. He's cooking right now, and you just need one play for him to pay it off, and then you have 2 plays. He could be a monster. I can't bench him for either of those guys. I see it, but I'm keeping AJB in there. And folks, as we get closer to 12:15 here, I'll start trying to answer these a little bit quicker. You guys know how the deal is. I can't give quite as in-depth answers as the show drives on because I want to hit every question. But thumbs up again. We're close to that 40 record on Facebook at 34 right now. If you are on Facebook, YouTube, a thumbs up. Just helping us get out to more people, answer more questions, and any shares wherever you could drop a show are so appreciated. Thank you again, Wolfpack. We're so thankful that you're spending your Sunday mornings here with us. And hopefully we get all these questions right. All righty. Cuesta Jeff.
Justin Jefferson or Kareem Hunt, half PPR?
Man, that's tough. That's really tough because I love them both.
Yep.
I'm probably going to go. See, the one thing with Jefferson is as good of a spot as he's in, like if they can run it 45 times with Dalvin Cook and against Carolina, you might be able to pull that off. They will do that. I kind of go Kareem Hunt here. I don't know. This is tough, CJ, which I flip a coin almost to this one, but I'm going to go Kareem Hunt personally.
I'm going Justin Jefferson.
All right, Cuesta Jeff, let us know which one you roll. They're both great options. I just think that the only negative floor out of any of these guys is the Vikings just ripping it 40 times in the run game today, and Jefferson just being like a man, like Cousins throws it 10 times type of game. We'll see.
Juster, Rivers or Taysom?
Taysom Hill for sure for me.
Eric Brewer, would you guys start Eckler over Shepard?
Yes, definitely. And I like Shepard. You already heard me rave about him, but yes, I just feel that strongly about Eckler.
Tunes, Herbert and Eckler in my starting lineup. Oh my God, Euphoria.
he's coming, and I like it. Good tunes. I think that's, imagine when they hook up on a nice little dinker to the end zone. Love it.
TC Haley, DJ Moore, and Naeem Hines in the flex, full PPR.
Whew, that's close. I don't love Moore, and it's bit me in the ass a few times. It's a tough receiving room to ever get a real pulse on. I'm going to go Hines. I think he's a better bet to make sure you get usage.
Yeah.
Both great options, but I'm going to go Hines.
Jeremiah Moore, Ryan, or Tanny?
Tannehill, especially with Julio out. I'm going to go Tanny today.
DJ Johnson, 2 receivers in a flex in competition for most points on the year. So Juju, Shep, Samuel, Aguilar, Snell.
So yeah, he needs points because we want you to win that. Not going to be Snell just because we don't know if he's playing or
and
not.
Juju's in there too.
Yeah, so again, contingency plan or not, you got to let us know at the top if you have a Ravens or Steeler guy going, if you're allowed to have backups. So to me, I'm just going to bench the 2 Steelers because we just don't know if they're going to play or not. And if they do, are they that great of a spot? And I like the other guys to all get you some points. So yeah, I'm going to bench those guys. I can't risk the zeros in that type of competition.
Schuster, Rivers, or Teddy?
You're obsessed, Schuster, with getting Rivers in there for some reason, and I actually don't even hate it. I've recommended him to a couple people, but I love Teddy. Teddy 2 gloves this week against Minnesota, an awful defense. Big fan of him this week.
Shady ass. Good chance Wentz won't play and Jalen Hurts is in. So if your team is that bad, be aware.
Are they actually talking about Wentz like getting benched? Is he hurt? Like
I saw that they're supposed to get Hurts more involved. I don't know if he's going to be benched, but I think they're just like the season's whatever and Wentz sucks. So.
I think that's an interesting, because I mean, I have, just because of the matchup against Seattle, like I have Wentz in my top like 20, but if he's going to be split in time, I think that's a good point to bring up, shady asses. Like at that point, if you're just streaming quarterbacks, like why risk Wentz playing half the snaps? I mean, I think that's a really good, like, especially if it's like a Taysom Hill or something. I'm going to bump Wentz below like Daniel Jones, Tannehill. I don't have any real faith in Carson Wentz at this point. That's a good point. And I'm glad you brought that up because I did not adjust my rankings for that. So I'm changing that now. Appreciate that, shady ass. Thank you.
Sebastian, should I start Eckler?
Yes. Definitely. Need to know the other options, I guess, but yes, almost always yes.
David Glass, standard, pick 1 receiver out of this group. Kirk, Deontay, Godwin, Slayton.
I'm going to go – I can only go 1. Probably Godwin. Just go with the talent. I mean, Deontay would be the play normally, but no clue what's going to happen with that game. So give me Godwin there. I do like Kirk with no Fitzgerald there too, but honestly, I mean, they're all good options. That's a really tough one, David, but I'm just going to go Godwin, go for the talent.
Fausto, Leon, Sanchez. Non-PPR sit 1 from each. Already used my flex with Fuller. So receivers, Woods, Lockett, Allen.
I'm going to bench Woods, but man, that's good receivers. Holy shit.
Running backs, Mike Davis, Eckler, Chubb. Jeez.
Holy shit. And this classic, this is a 4-team league, man. Like that's a fucking stacked roster, Fausto.
And he already has like 40 points in his flex.
Yeah. I mean, Chubb's locked in. You're locking in. So for the receivers, Woods is kind of the easy bench for me, even though Woods is amazing. I just love Lockett and Keenan Allen. You're not benching those guys. So then Davis, Eckler, Chubb. I mean, Chubb's locked in. And then it comes down to, do you want to risk Eckler? Because he is riskier than Davis. Davis is going to get 15 to 20 touches in a good matchup. But I love Eckler. It's non-PPR, though. So maybe I go Davis. I go for the touchdown there. I'm going to go Davis for a standard league. Just because you're 8-2, you're already running up with a bunch of points. Like, you don't need to stomach the risk of Eckler. You're already in great shape, Fausto. So I'm going to bench Eckler out of those running backs.
Broderick, should I drop Jacoby Myers or Reagor to pick up a tight end replacement?
I mean, who's your tight end? If it's Fant, yes. I would drop Reagor if I'm dropping one of those 2 guys. But I dropped Reagor to get Wilkins to block my opponent this morning, which is another note today too. Like, yes, play for yourself, but also check your opponent and see where they might have holes. because wins are wins.
They have a lot of Ravens or Steelers starting or something.
Yeah, exactly. Like block, find any backups that like they might need to rely on and block them. Like people complain that that's cheating. No, if they leave them out there, they haven't made their picks and you can beat them to the punch, like do it. Wins are wins are wins are wins. So yeah, that's just a quick note about that.
Kevin Ford grabbed Goff or Teddy to replace Lamar.
I like Teddy. I like Teddy a lot today. So give me Teddy.
David Glass, standard flex, bench 1, Gallman, Davis, Carson.
I'm going to bench. I like Gallman a lot, but of those guys, I'm going to bench Gallman.
Yeah. Juan Pena, should I start Claypool and Samuel over Kirk and Juju? And who should I start in my flex? Edmonds, Jamal Williams, Sony Michel, since Taylor has COVID.
Oh, boy. I can't recommend Claypool because I don't know what's going to happen with that game. So I don't know that you can have a backup plan. If you're allowed to, Claypool would rather have over either of those guys. But both those Steelers, I just don't know what to do with them because we don't know what's going to happen with that game. So I play both Samuel and Kirk right now. And then for the flex out of those guys, I'd go Edmonds. I don't know if Wilkins, like any of these, Brian Hill, Wilkins, like any of these starting guys are out there, but I don't mind Edmonds at all. If not.
Terrell, too nice. Beasley, Hill, Wilkins, Snell, White. Choose 2. Full PPR.
I go Beasley and Hill, I think. I love Beasley, especially full PPR. I like Snell a lot if I knew he was going to be the guy. I just, again, don't know what's going to happen with that game. So give me Brian Hill, sure workload. Wilkins have to toss up. Same with White, like ugly backfield. So Beasley and Hill for me. Terrell, too nice.
Terrell again. Clyde or Montgomery full PPR?
Clyde. Definitely Clyde. Fuck Montgomery. Never Montgomery there.
The white chocolate, Hill or Mostert?
I don't know which Hill.
It's full people. I'm guessing
Brian Hill. Yeah, Brian Hill. I'd probably go Hill there and just wait it out. I mean, Mostert's good and he's locked in as the feature guy. It's definitely him. But yeah, Hill's just a bet for 15 plus touches this week.
Pitt Steel City, CEH or Eckler in standard?
Oh man, standard makes it different. I'll probably go Hilaire there, just the better bet for touchdowns. It gives you a week to see Eckler, but most week it is going to be Eckler. Scotty Brooks point out Julio's inactive. Thank you, sir.
Joe Owlett, non-PPR need to start 1. Justin, Jazzy Jefferson, Godwin or T Higgins, or should I get Mostert to go?
I'm going to go Justin. Jazzy. I don't know why he's Jazzy, but go Jazzy. I definitely go Jefferson there. Huge. He's a solid few tiers above the rest of those guys, in my opinion.
Shady ass with Julio Fisher. Any bump up for Zach's the Z-Man?
Maybe. Like a little, sure. I should probably put him up a little bit in my rankings, but not to a point where I'm like, yeah, Zacchaeus, like get him in very confidently. No, not at all.
Mike Clay, no contingency plans to roll out Hill over Claypool?
I think he got to. No contingency plans. That game does not seem to be trending the right way. Even today, there was like 2 new positives. So I'm not counting. Yeah, it's disgusting. I can't count on any Steelers or Ravens. It sucks because Claypool's such a great player. But yeah, I'm just going to go with what I know is going to play at least this week.
Provinciai, half PPR, Drake, Claypool, AB, Brian Hill, Crowder, sit 2.
Got to sit 2. I'm sitting Claypool just because, again, I don't know what's going to happen there. And I'd probably sit Crowder over AB at this point. I'd go. So I'm starting Drake, AB, and Brian Hill is where I'm leaning for that one.
Rodney Davis lost Lamar and Burrow. These quarterbacks are available. Daniel Jones, Taysom, or Fitzmagic. It's pretty good.
You got some good options to fall back on there. I like Taysom the most, but Fitzmagic's that's my QB 8 and QB 9. They're neck and neck.
Danny Jones, the rest of the season schedule is a joke too.
Which one?
Danny Jones.
Oh, it's such a joke. It's so easy. So yeah, I go Taysom for this week, but Fitzmagic, especially if this Tua thing lingers, as there a few listeners suggested it could, Fitzmagic could be in a position to do some real damage down the stretch. So I go Taysom, but Fitzmagic, I think both are worth stashing just because you don't know how long the rope's going to last for either of these guys.
Jaguar, Ebron, or Rudolph, full PPR.
Again, another Steeler. I'm going to go Rudolph just because I don't know what's going to happen. All things considered equal, of course it's Ebron, but yeah, with the question marks for me, it's got to be Rudolph.
Greg Trinken must win for me PPR. Right now I have Rager and Pittman, but I also have Higgins and Drake as options. Should I stay with my decision or switch up?
I kind of like Drake over Rager.
Yeah,
like I want Pittman in there, no doubt. I don't want Higgins in until I see what Brandon Allen can do. So I go Pittman Drake.
I feel like Drake used to always eat up the Patriots too when he was in the Dolphins.
Yeah, he did. There's a very distinct like Monday night memory in my mind.
Yeah.
He had 160 and like 2 scores against us. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna go Drake and Pittman there. I'm gonna bench Rager personally.
TS pick 2 PPR: Eckler, Hines, Wilkins, Hill, Gallman. Worried about Eckler's usage?
I'm not worried about Eckler's usage. I'm gonna go Eckler, Gallman there. TS, especially the other options are all like I'd worry about their usage too. You know, like there's no guarantees with Hines, Wilkins, or Hill.
I was gonna say in PPR, I feel like I don't know if I'd go Eckler, Hines. But
that does make it closer. I do have Gallman like 1 spot above Eckler in half. I mean, 1 spot above Hines in half, but PPR does make it a little bit closer. I still, you never know what's going to happen with those Colts. Like Gallman, you know, you're going to get 60 yards and a touchdown, maybe a few receptions. So give me Gallman, give me Eckler there is where I'm leaning TS. DJ
Johnson, half PPR, Brian Hill or Mostert?
I'm going to go Hill, but it's I get so nervous recommending him just because he's not that good. Like I never feel great about plays that's just like this is only about volume. And that's all Brian Hill is today is volume. Whereas Mostert is a player that I really like. We just don't know what his volume is going to be in his first game back. Jeff Wilson's back. Like I avoid that 49ers backfield and just go with the featured back of Brian Hill. But it's not a confident one. It's not a talent that I'm like, I need in my lineup by any means.
We know it's going to be that it's going to be like 4:45 and the red zone will pop up to like a 70-yard run by Mostert.
Exactly. Right. After Hill's gotten you like 6 points in the 1 o'clock, like Mostert beats him in the first play of the game.
Juan Pena, should I start Claypool and Curtis Samuel? We just answered this.
Oh, yeah. We already covered that one for you, Juan.
Steven Hernandez, good morning. Gallman, Carson, Mostert, Hunt.
I'm going to go Hunt and Carson there. Great options all around, but give me Hunt, give me Carson.
TS, Eckler to see significant snaps now.
I don't know if new reports came out. I know, we had Rappaport tweet early that it's not going to be a bell cow role, but he said that about Christian McCaffrey. McCaffrey had 30-something touches. So I'm not like overly concerned. I think, if that game is flowing, the only risk in my opinion is if they get down huge, why risk Eckler? But I don't think they get down huge because,
it's going to be a shootout.
Yeah, exactly. He's an absolute beast, Herbert. So I'm not too worried. I think Eckler does play significant snaps. So I'm all about it.
Mitch Chavez, good luck to your Patriots against the Cardinals.
Oh, yeah. I'll take it. Why not?
Ty Halpern, Myers, or A.J. Brown, full PPR?
Gotta go A.J. Bree, Ty. A.J. Brown just can't be benched.
Steven Hernandez, good morning. Starting James Robinson. So start one of these. Hunt, Carson, Gallman, Mostert.
I'm going to go Hunt, but Carson makes a great, compelling argument. I mean, they're saying he's just running around like a madman right now, too, in practice, Carson, like ready to go, fresh legs.
You see, he might be getting fucking Penny back like next week or the week after.
Yeah, right. Penny's just going to come take the whole backfield. I go Hunt, though. Jacksonville, like you're going to get some points from Hunt today against Jacksonville.
Elias, Myers, or Pittman?
I go Pittman. I'm huge on Pittman this week. I absolutely love this guy. In fact, I really think Pittman could be this year's A.J. Brown. Like stretch run, just goes berserk. And in that process, I think Phillip Rivers could be a nice sneaky quarterback stream down the stretch too. Just an easy schedule.
Shades, Julio's out for him, so Higgins or Hinton?
Keelan Cole, I actually would prefer over any of these guys. Maybe Hinton. I guess you just go for the upside of the quarterback there, and hope that he doesn't just get completely stuffed. I just don't trust Higgins at all. I just don't know what to think about that lineup. But yeah, it's gross. I don't know. I think I go Hinton because you're getting a quarterback, but again, it's just like, ugh. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna suck. I think they're gonna swallow him up. But I just don't know about Higgins at all. I guess at that point, maybe I do go Higgins. Like, I don't know. Ugh, disgusting.
Mateo, Sup Boys, once again trying to figure out DJ Moore, Devontae Parker.
I think this week makes it easier because Parker gets the Jets and Parker gets his boy Fitzmagic back. So I like Devontae Parker this week. Even though DJ Moore's in a great matchup spot, it's just boom bust. You don't know which day it's going to be. So give me Parker.
Kate Chigir, sorry about the Ebron or Rudolph question. She does have a contingency plan.
Oh, because she can have a contingency plan. Okay, so
we just show Ebron, and
if you're allowed the contingency plan, I mean the Ravens game and Rudolph's your backup. I do feel pretty good about Rudolph this week though, with nobody else there.
Also, I'm fine with Ebron though. Like, I'm pretty sure the Ravens have like 4 or 5 defensive starters out.
Yeah. I think at that case, I would go Ebron. You're right. Banged up defense gives you the chance. You see what Rudolph does, and it's like, okay, maybe this game sits, and if Rudolph blows up, great, you know he's coming in. But yeah, I think that's where I'm leaning. I like that too. And folks, we're getting right to the 12:30 part, so 30 more minutes. We'll probably sign off about 10 minutes before just to make sure our lineups are set because this is a crazy wild day. So we will start getting to rapid fire pretty damn soon. But if you don't mind getting us that thumbs up, regardless of where you're watching, it would mean the world. It helps us get out to more people. Drop it in any fantasy football groups you're in so we can answer more questions as we get through this last stretch here. And we'd love to get to over 40 likes again as we did last week. Would be awesome. And YouTube, of course, thumbs up helps. And Periscope retweets, thumbs up, the heart button, all that good stuff. If you would consider doing that for us, it would be so helpful. So thank you, Wolfpack. We greatly appreciate your time here on a Sunday. Back to the Gecko.
Gecko. First of all, that picture always like makes me laugh because it looks like something.
What is his picture?
I think it looks like you know exactly what it's like.
I know exactly what it looks like. Is that what it is?
I think it's a wall with like a little like flower thing coming up.
I don't know, but yeah,
like, I think it's like a blue brick wall with like a little flower, like a little like branch or something that's coming up.
Oh, okay, I see it. Yeah.
Always makes you laugh. First Sunday off in a while, watching football today. Only question is Hooper or Johnny. I'm thinking Hooper, but it's coin flip.
Yeah, I lean Hooper too, Gecko. The Jacksonville matchup, the ability to score against them, it's gross. It's a flip it. And Johnny's always a good bet for a touchdown too. So it's like which one scores is the better play. I think Hooper's in a better position to score today, but I can't pretend to act like I know with those two. So yeah, flip a coin. I lean Hooper though.
Kevin Luna, Tannehill, Hill, or Fitz?
I feel really good about Fitz today. And you know too, like right when he got benched, he was talking about like, is this my last game ever? Like, have I played my last snap? So you know this guy is gonna just go out and like sling. We're gonna get classic Fitz magic, I think.
Campanelli, standard bonus is flex pick 1, Mostert, Mike Williams, Cole Beasley, Gio.
I kind of like Cole Beasley out of these options. 30 points last time with John Brown out. They do get some cornerback reinforcements today. The Chargers do with Chris Harris coming back, and he plays a lot of the slot where Beasley will be. So that could ruin Beasley, but I just love the usage all year. It's been steady. It is standard though, and that does. You know what? Standard, I'm going to go Mostert in standard. He's like the standard machine, just yardage, touchdowns. That's what he does. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to go Mostert.
Mike Williams kind of is like that too, like the receiver version of it. But
who is? Sorry.
Mike Williams is kind of like the receiver version of that.
Exactly. Like you're not going for the receptions at all. You're going for the touchdowns. I like Mostert there, David. I'm getting nervous about telling people to bench Mostert for Brian Hill. I'm starting to get. I feel like I want to change that. Like I like Brian Hill's setup, but if I had Mostert and Hill staring at me, you know, DJ Johnson, I hope you're still tuned in. I'm going to adjust that in my rankings. I'm going to move Brian Hill below Mostert. And maybe I'll regret that, but I don't. The more and more I think about it, I'm just like, Mostert's going to come in and rip off, like you said, first play of the game, 60-yard run. And you're just like, fuck. I feel better about Mostert. You know what? Yeah, I like Mostert there.
Scotty Brooks, Fournette or Edmonds, full PPR.
Give me Edmonds. Ugh. I don't know, Scotty Brooks. Come on. You can do better than this, right? That's bad.
Z-balls, Deontay, Thomas, or Jefferson, pick 2.
I can't worry about Deontay because I just don't know what's going to happen there. Give me, so bench him. Easy. There's 2 of them, so yeah.
Scotty Brooks, Fulgham, Aguilar, Mike Williams, Pittman, pick 2. Full PPR.
Pittman's my favorite of the bunch, and then Aguilar. I like Aguilar against Atlanta. I have him 37 and Mike Williams 38, so it's real close. But Pittman's my only lock, and then I go Aguilar.
Slim 74, yo, Wolf, should I start Rudolph, wait for Everett with Higbee, or just roll with Hurst?
I'm gonna go with maybe just Hurst with no Julio. I think you can give Hurst another stab, but I do like Rudolph more than I'd like Higbee. If you're sick of Hurst after last week, I understand. Send him a message, bench him for Rudolph. I have Hurst tight end 12 and Rudolph tight end 14. So yeah, I go Hurst.
Kevin Luna, Tannehill, Hill, or Fitz? I feel like we've had this question 20 times today.
I think he's adding Taysom Hill in here, and I like Taysom Hill actually. I like Taysom Hill just a little bit more than I like Fitz, but I don't know that. I don't know if I do really like. They're so close. My quarterback 8 and 9. Taysom Hill.
Actually, no. We just had him on Kevin Luna on YouTube. Asked the same exact question. You said Fitz last time.
Did I?
It's like 6 questions up. I can see it.
I'm looking at it. I have Taysom at 8, Fitz at 9, but I think I want to switch that in my rankings this week. Hill is safer, which is crazy, but I think I'd rather have the Fitz magic slinging it around the yard. Yeah, I'm adjusting the rankings as we speak.
Connor Leahy, Ebron, or Johnny?
The same idea with what I've been saying to a lot of people. And Connor, thank you again for I saw Connor on Friday. We had a good just thank you. You had my back, to say the least. Protected the Wolf from some damage. But I would go see, you can't really trust Ebron unless I know you have a contingency plan allowed. So I just go Jonnu and hope that if that game gets canceled. Because otherwise I would like Ebron more, but it's just so hard to know whether that game's going to happen or not. So I'm going to go Jonnu and just make sure I have somebody in.
Yad Vahir, Reed, Gesicki, Eifert, Everett, Higbee. Full PPR.
Pretty ugly. I'm just going to go Gesicki. Jets matchup, Fitz magic back. He did have a goose egg last time out against him, but against those other guys, give me Gesicki.
Shady, thoughts on Gesicki considering Grant's not looking like he's going to play and Preston Williams on IR, more targets for him and Parker.
Yeah, more targets. Exactly. So there you go. Another cap for Gesicki there.
Eric Schaefer, is Eckler actually going to start?
Yeah. Yep. That's been confirmed. I don't know if start, but yeah, probably. If he's in, why wouldn't you start him? So yeah.
Ryan Roberts, one of his teams, Higgins or AB?
AB.
Team 2, Samuel or Hines?
Ooh, that's spicy. I'm gonna go Hines, a little bit safer in my opinion. AB and Hines. That's close though. Samuel and Hines. Would you go Hines there? That's tough.
Yeah, I think I'd go Hines there.
That's really tough.
Ty Halpern, Gronk or Jonnu, full PPR.
I'm gonna go Gronk there. Kansas City's mediocre against tight ends, and that should just be a lot of chucking today. That's full PPR.
Cam Geckel, I lied. I have another question. Wilkins over CEH or Bernard?
No, I go CH and Bernard over Wilkins. It's close for Bernard, but I'd stick it. I stick with him.
Fantasy, blah, blah, blah. Happy Sunday, fellas. Got to start 2. CEH, Drake or Cole Beasley?
I'm going to probably bench Drake there. I like Drake too, but I feel like the other two are a little bit safer. CEH is the one I'm locking in. Then it comes down to Drake or Beasley. Do you have a strong leaning? You said you like Drake today a lot, right?
I mean, I don't like him a lot, but I think with this, I don't know what kind of scoring it is, but I think I'd go the 2 running backs.
Mm-hmm. All right, interesting. I go Hilaire, I go Beasley, but CJ goes Drake over Beasley. So can't give you too much clarity. Sorry, fantasy.
Also, the Kyler kind of that shoulder injury that he had last week. I don't know if that's going to extend over to this week.
Interesting too. Yeah, maybe they handed off a little bit more to protect that shoulder injury. That's a good point. All right, we're once we hit 12:40, I'll go rapid fire mode. We have about 5 more minutes till we get there.
Z-balls, choose 2, Jefferson, Thomas, or Deontay.
I go benching Deontay. We already got that one.
Jumbo, Fitz, or Taysom?
Oh man, we're getting that one a lot. I think I'm going to go Fitz. I am. I'm going to go Fitz today. I switched him in my rankings.
Tunes from Bleacher Report. Kendall Hinton was working some kind of sales job. Broncos wanted to start the assistant coach At quarterback, I saw that he hasn't started since 2004 or something. He led the
tells you
offense.
all you need to know. Like, this is going to be a smashing.
He led the offense yesterday at practice. I saw that.
Disgusting. They want to put their quality control coach in instead. Holy shit! That is. Imagine a coach just suiting up randomly after not.
That'd be our guy. That'd be Holland's head if he started at like Mississippi State.
I would love it. Oh man, that's wild. Absolutely wild.
Shady, currently a game behind first, leading in points though. I'm facing the first place guy. I need to win out for this bye week. Luckily, I set McKissick when we played Gibson for a Thursday night.
Nice. We chatted about that on Thursday. I'm glad you made that move. That's what I like to hear. Good luck hitting owners. Yeah. Seems like you're going to need it.
Jeremiah Moore, I'm on vacation. I'm from Cali.
Nice. Enjoy that trip to Florida, brother. Glad to hear it. Nice little vacay.
Campanelli, full PPR, pick 1 in the flex. Edmonds, Miles Sanders, Hunt, Rojo, AJ Brown. Sanders?
Yeah, Sanders versus Hunt's tough for me. I think I'm going to go Sanders, though. Just a clearer future back. Yeah, good guess, CJ. Midwest was close enough to California.
Depends what kind, part of California. J-Mo, Fournette, Corey Davis, or Gage at flex with who are at?
I go Corey Davis, I guess. Gross options, but Corey Davis is pretty steady this year.
James Smith, what do you think about stacking Fitz, Parker, Gesicki?
I love the Fitz Parker stack. I'm doing that in a lot of leagues. I am paying down at tight end to get to Rudolph and save some money myself, but I see it. I see the double stack. I just don't love like the 4,300 for Gesicki today. So I'm going to go Fitz and Parker.
Are you still Josh Allen over Herbert?
No, I think I'm going to go Herbert now with no John Brown.
Isn't Herbert QB2, honestly? I just put up your rankings on.
Yeah, Herbert's my 2. I had Josh Allen at QB2, and then once John Brown got ruled out, I moved him down, I think to like QB4 or 5. So I'm going to go Herbert instead, actually.
Eric Schaefer, Eckler, Breeder, or Edmonds? Kind of scared to start Eckler.
Especially for those guys, though, it's got to be Eckler. I understand why it'd be a little nerve-wracking, but I'm all in on Eckler. Let's get him back into the lineups.
Matt Daly, Wilkins, or Benny Snell, full PPR?
I'm going to go Wilkins just because I don't know if all things considered equal, it's Snell, but we just don't know what's going to happen with that game.
Geckel, Samuel, or Jefferson?
Jefferson, definitely. And I like Samuel this week, but Jefferson's just a smash bot.
Gray Bear, Snell, or Aguilar?
I, again, don't know if Snell's playing. So if that game happens, then it's Snell. But if you don't have a backup plan, it's Aguilar.
Ismail, Wolf, would you rather flex Hill or Mapletron?
Who's Mapletron?
I have no idea.
I wish I knew, Ishmael. I want to get this one for you.
Let's say like Robert Woods, maybe.
Who the hell is Mapletron? I honestly don't know. I'll try to text you, Ish, or try to get another question if you're still tuned in. I guess Hill because
it's Chase Claypool.
Oh, he's called Mapletron?
He's from Canada.
Oh, okay. I like that. That's good to know. See, so similar to other answers in this game, and I'm just going to say this one more time, and then I'll probably hit the rapid fire, is if you have a question about the Steelers and Ravens, I'm going to probably go the other option unless I know that you're allowed to have a backup plan. Just because I'm not going to risk getting 0 points. And at this point, it looks like that game is not headed to the right direction. So I'm going to go Hill, even though it'd be 10 out of 10. It would be Mapletron in other circumstances. But this one, no dice. All righty. So I'm going to just go rapid fire. See if you see anything that seems off or any news that comes on. But feel free to finalize any lineups you got to get to or anything of that nature. Yeah, okay. Let me start running these through. Most are a definite RB2 start. He's in my top 20. So real damn close. It just depends on your other options. J-Mo. Brian Martinez. I like AB. I think they're going to throw. I just don't know if it's going to be the breakout game because there's so many targets there, but you never know when he could get 2 touchdowns. So yeah, it could be. Going as Fuller is not fun. Sorry about that, Brian. Would you start over Woods? No, I would go Woods still. I got that one last week. I went Woods over AB, and it panned out, so I'm going to stick with that. Mostert or Damian Harris? Ooh, I kind of like Harris. I think they're going to try to establish the run. I know Sony's active. So Mostert, oh, man, that's close, actually. I'm going to go Harris, though. I think he's going to get the goal line work, and they're really going to try to pound it down the Cardinals' throats. So give me Harris. Yo, what do you think of Nelson Aguilar this week? I like him against Atlanta. How do you not like anybody against that pathetic defense? But I would rather have Gallman in my flex. Mitchell James, very safe. Thoughts for Trapper Burmeister on Zacchaeus DFS play? Maybe a punt. I think he's like 3K, so I see it. He had like 100 yards a couple weeks ago, but I don't really like that offense as a whole without Julio in it. PPR, Snell or Aguilar. Aguilar, just because I don't know if Snell's going to play. If he plays, it is Snell, but I just don't know that. Great show. Thank you, Andres. AJ Brown, DJ Moore, Parker. I'm going to bench more out of those guys. And Diggs is obviously locked in. I agree. Just blocked my first field goal in new Madden. Nice. Congrats.
Well, that's like impossible to do in any Madden.
Oh, is it? Nice. I don't play much Madden, so I have no clue. Glad Fat Pat is gone. All righty. There you go. Oh, yeah, Matt Patricia. That was a good firing, indeed. Half PPR, Jesse Spouse, Gallman, or Davis. Ooh, that's close. I'm going to go Mike Davis just by a hair over Gallman. And Bray, Harris, Gio, Edmonds, and a thank you afterwards. Nice manners. Appreciate that. I'm going to go Harris. I do feel pretty good about Harris. Start a QB, Allen versus the pervert. I'm going to go the pervert. I recently switched them in the rankings, and I like Herbert the pervert just a little bit more than Allen. I think they're going to have to chuck more than the other team. Hey, guys, Noah Fant, Evan Ingram, not Noah Fant. I'm not trusting any passing game weapons for the Broncos. So Ingram for me over Jonnu Smith. Godwin, Boyd, or A.J. Brown for Marco. I'm going to go not Boyd. I'm going to go A.J. Brown. I'm not too worried about the matchup today. Jesse Dodson, only start one of Gio Hill, Gus Edwards. It's not Gus, so I guess it's Brian Hill. Oof. Pittman or A.J. Brown? A.J. Brown. I love Pittman, but we want Pittman to become A.J. Brown. So give me him. And again, guys, thumbs up as I get through these rapid fires. I appreciate it. We're almost at 40 likes on Facebook. Let's get there. 15 minutes left. Let us hit as many of these as we can get to. Reger for David N. Wongsong. Reger or Fulgham? Oh, man. Which Eagles receiver do I prefer? Reger's the one seeing the target, so I guess him by a slight edge. Zach Moss, B. Hill, or Edmonds? B. Hill for the sure work. Would you start Minton? No, I would not start Minton over Allen Robinson. Eckler or Miles Sanders? Miles Sanders, but just by a tad. Marco Escobar. Breida or Evans? Mike Evans, definitely. Come on. Matt Breida or Mike Evans? Jeez. Come on, my man, Marco. Don't overthink that one. Ali Ellis, Mike Thomas, Godwin, Chase Claypool. I'm going to bench Claypool, even though I'd have him above Godwin in most circumstances, but I just don't know if there's any type of contingency plans. Need a defense. You have Pitt, Seattle, Cincy, Buffalo, New England. Oh boy, none of those are great options today. Oh God, I don't know. Seattle, because the quarterback situation is kind of up in the air there, is where I lean Sarah. And it gives you another day, too, to like kind of see, can I get to Pittsburgh? Like, is that game going to happen? Maybe tomorrow we get like final confirmation. Then you keep Pittsburgh because they're facing freaking RG3. Jesse Dodson, need one and a flex. So you're benching one of these guys. You're going to bench Tyler Boyd out of Gio, Mostert, and Tyler Boyd. Oh, I guess there's Gio, Mostert, Brian Hill, Tyler Boyd. So I'm going to bench Boyd and I'm going to bench Gio. I'm going to start Brian Hill and Mostert. Carson Gallman. Or M. Thomas, Gallman, Carson at flex. I'm going to go Carson at running back, and then the flex I'm going to stick with Michael Thomas over Gallman. Julio out. Do I start in the flex? Gio, Mike Davis. Mike Davis. Yeah, feel good about him. TC Haley. Now we got to 40. I like it. DJ Moore, Naeem Hines, full PPR. Hines, slightly, not by a lot, but Hines. Jonnu or Austin Hooper. For Ali Ellis. El Murray or Damian Lewis? Who's Damian Lewis? Do you know who Damian Lewis is, CJ? Does it mean Dion Lewis?
Damian Harris, maybe?
If it's Damian Harris, it's Damian Harris. If it's Dion Lewis, it's not him. But yeah, if it's Damian Harris, that's where I'm leaning. Pittman or Giovanni Bernard? I go Pittman. I really like Pittman this week. Any sneaky defense spots this week? I mean, the Browns aren't sneaky at this point. A lot of people have them, but they're against Jacksonville. They're still out there in like 50% of leagues. So I like them. I loved Washington coming into the week. So they've already played and they did pretty well for us. And the Texans kind of were that sneaky spot when everybody got ruled out for the Lions. Gave them a bump up. I guess maybe the Raiders is like a really gross, sneaky one just because no Julio. We've talked about how much worse Matt Ryan is. Omar F. Wolf CJay. Hope you guys had a good holiday. Thank you, Omar. We appreciate that. Debo or Pittman, full PPR. I'm going Pittman. I love Pittman. Bernard or Snell? Bernard, just because we don't know if Snell's going to play. If we can wait it out, Tom Scott, then we wait for Snell if you're allowed to have backup plans. But if not, we don't wait that one out. Thanks, fellas. No doubt. Fantasy, bunch of numbers. Lucius, my whole season's down to this week already. Oh, boy. The pressure's on. We'll get CJ to weigh in on this one, too. One QB. Alrighty. Pick your line.
We'll go position by position.
Brady or Fitz? I'm leaning Fitz, but pissed off Brady against the Chiefs is tough to bet.
Yeah, I told someone on Instagram Brady too just a few months ago.
You said Brady?
I'm going Brady, yeah.
Boy. I go Fitz, but it is riskier. So don't blame you if you don't want Fitz and you go Brady. The QB 8 and QB 9 for me, or 10. You're right in the same range. Eckler, Sanders, Kamara, Hines, Wilkins, Hill. We need 2 running backs. I'm gonna go. It's crazy that Kamara is not like locked in anymore because of Taysom Hill, but I think you have to have Kamara in there. He's gotten you to this point. They're going to be running a lot. So I go Kamara, Sanders. Do you consider Eckler over either Kamara or Sanders there?
No, but I think I'd put him in the flex and just go those 3 running backs in the flex.
Oh yeah, so the last part of this is flex.
Yeah. Then 2 receivers in a flex.
Yeah, because you got Metcalf in there, and then you got Kupp, I think, over Godwin. I like. And then, so Eckler versus Godwin for the flex. I would go Eckler. Yep, that's where I lean. Good luck, Lucius. I hope you get the win. A lot of us are coming down to today, too. Fendi, Deontay, AJ Brown, Antonio. I'm benching Deontay, even though I would have had him over both these guys. We just don't know what's going to happen on Tuesday. Kicks for Mike. Standard J. Herb or Kyler. Oh, man. I'm going to go Herbert. I have Herbert a little bit higher, the shoulder with Kyler. Like, it's crazy to me, given how good Kyler's been, but Herbert's been very, very steady too. Miles or Mostert? I'm going to go Mostert. Miles. I feel fine about Miles Sanders this week. Eckler versus Sanders is tricky for me, but I'm sticking. I don't know. Eckler makes me just a little nervous. I just lost my place. There we are. Christian Kirk or Bernard in the flex? I'll probably go. It's full PPR. I like Kirk there. Omar, a fan of him. Claypool. Okay, there we go. It's Mapletron. Didn't know that one. We're getting close to the end here. The light at the end of the tunnel. Damian Harris or Snell. I got to go Harris because I don't know the deal with Snell. Moss or Henderson is probably that one. Give me Moss. I don't trust Henderson at all right now. I don't want nothing to do with that Rams backfield. Tom Scott, Bernard or Samuel. Curtis. I like Curtis this week. Good luck today, boys. Good luck to you, Craig. Thanks so much, as always. Ricky Blaze. Benny Snell or Frank Gore? Maybe this is one where you waited out for Benny Snell and see what happens because Frank Gore is Frank Gore. He did have 15 points last time. So I guess, again, just because we don't know that game, what's going to happen, I'm going to go Gore. If you're allowed a backup plan, though, I'd much rather have Benny Snell in. Evan Ingram or Tunyon? I go Ingram since he's really bad against tight ends. Sausage or bacon? I'm a sausage guy. What about you, CJ? Are you sausage or you bacon?
No. I end up eating more sausage because it's just easier to cook, but bacon.
You're more of a bacon guy? Huh.
Yeah.
1 PPR for Sovishi Sok. Montgomery, Eckler. Definitely Eckler, especially full PPR. 2 from Woods, Juju, A-Rob, or DJ Moore. Woods is locked in, and then I can't trust Juju. A-Rob or DJ Moore. I'm going to go A-Rob despite all the things working against him this week. It's a tricky one, but he's just too good to bench. DJ Moore has his own question marks too. Montgomery or B-Hill. I'm going to go B-Hill. Both plotting useless talents. So give me the guy that's a little bit better of a offense, I guess. I don't know. They both suck. Ilias, do you think the Steelers will play? Honestly, I really don't. That's why I'm kind of leaning very cautious on that one. AJ Brown or Antonio Brown for Fendi. AJ Brown for me. Pittman or Snell? Pittman. Not waiting that one out. Leak. Tunes, thank you for tuning in as always, and good luck to you as well, brother. Curtis Samuel or Jay Myers? Oh, that's tough. I'm going to go Curtis Samuel, but what do you think of that one, CJ, versus
Myers? I'm going Samuel. I'm not that high on Myers this week.
Yeah, he did really fizzle out on us. Okay, last one for Omar, our guy. Eckler or Mostert? Full PPR, especially I'm going to go Eckler. Full PPR. I think he comes right back in. I have no real worries about him. And thank you. You're the best as well, Omar. We really appreciate you coming to all these. Justin Jefferson, Robert Woods, or Lockett for Ilias? Jefferson. No, Lockett. I go Lockett. That's a great core, though. Oh, my God. I want to get Jefferson in somehow, too, but I just really feel good about Lockett on Monday Night Football. Leak, Carr or Big Ben, assuming you allow backup. If you allow I kind of want Carr either way, to be honest, whether you can have the backup or not. Atlanta's just so good for a matchup. Too juicy. Standard Bernard or Breida? Bernard. And last one for Leak. Shepard or Pittman for ceiling? It's Pittman, definitely for ceiling. Shepard's by far like the definition of a great floor play, but ceiling, Pittman, no doubt about it. All right, we got a few more in here. I'll make sure to get them. Why not? Pick up Baker or risk Big Ben? Oh, God. I mean, you can't risk it. You can't risk your quarterback spot, so I guess I go Baker, but that's disgusting. Is Fitzmagic on, Antonio? You got to check that one out.
Even Teddy, too.
Yeah, Teddy, two gloves. He could be out there. Taysom Hill, I've seen out there in a lot of leagues. I'm going to check my QBs and see like if there is any other. I hate Baker. I mean, I might even play. Would you play Trubisky over Baker? Like, where do we draw the line here?
Probably, yeah.
I think I do. Like, maybe Robert Griffin over Baker. Like, Baker sucks. He's fucking horrible. I would probably, Daniel Jones, I would much rather have over Baker. Phillip Rivers. So there's a lot of guys. Philly Rivers, Daniel Jones, obviously Ryan Fitzpatrick at the top of that list that I'd rather have in over Baker. Closing out, as always, good luck, bros. Great to see you, Austin. Good luck to you, too. Inceptivus, how do you feel about Tunyon? I like, he's my tight end higher on our Wednesday preview show. 9th most points from Chicago to the tight end position. They're good against every other, so I like that one. Fitz or Carr? Fitz for me, but it's close because Carr gets Atlanta. Snell or Slayton? Assuming backups allowed, that makes it trickier. I still like Slayton today, though. I do. Fitzpatrick gone, but Bridgewater. Go Bridgewater. Much more over Baker. No doubt about it. I'm glad we caught that one. I think that's going to be a big difference. Cole Beasley or Corey Davis? Got to go Cole Beasley. 30 points last week without John Brown. And Beasley or Pittman played against Gibson already. So you need upside. Oh, they both have their upside, but you got to go for the blow up. And I think Pittman has like the bigger blow up potential. Mike Reed. All righty, guys. That is, I don't, if anything comes in, I'm sorry, but I actually have to go publish my rankings, all that good stuff. So we're going to sign off here. Thank you guys so much, Wolfpack. Best of luck in week 12. I will be live with the truth tonight, right around 7:30 when Red Zone kicks off, or ends up. So come on down if you want to recap the game, stud of the week, early waiver wire, early risers and fallers, all that good stuff. We will be live for that at 7:30-ish tonight. Hopefully you win some good money on DFS. You win your leagues, you get those right calls in. And if you're just tuned in and you don't mind hitting that subscribe button, like button, putting on the bell so you know when we're going to be live again, it would mean the world. But Wolfpack, find us everywhere. We're on all your socials. Thank you so much. Best of luck again in week 12. Cheers, guys.
Yeah.